Hello everyone, this is Francis. Hope you're doing well. I just had a conversation with a loved one before this live and I wasn't feeling that good. As a matter of fact, I finished the conversation on the phone and I said, you know what, I'm gonna end that conversation right now because I need to do my live. I want to do my live and I don't think it's going in a direction where it's gonna give me good vibes. And then I felt bad because it's a loved one. And after this live, I'm gonna call that person and I'm gonna thank him, sorry, thank her. So yeah, and what I wanted to talk about is really the breakdown that can turn into a breakthrough. Because I'll just tell you what I've learned lately from people like Dr. Sri Kumar Rao, who's a guy that talks about resilience, and he talks about the extreme resilience where you can bounce back so quickly that it doesn't really affect you. So I was thinking about all those concepts, and what happened to me is that when I was triggered, so the question would be to you, have you ever been triggered by people, which could be your neighbors, which could be your boss, your friends, people in your family, and why were you triggered? Because at the end of the day, I believe it's a choice. And so usually when we're triggered, there's two things that we can do. One is to accept it, or two, to just say, you know what, I don't accept this at all. And then you want to numb yourself. So you might just take a drink, have a drink, you go somewhere, you're trying to numb this situation that at the end will come back. So I decided not to numb myself and really question this breakdown and say this following question: what is trying to emerge? What is trying to emerge out of me for this breakdown? And the other thing that I know is that when there's a breakdown, I know automatically there's gonna be a breakthrough. I don't know what that is, but now with experience, I know that there's something in me that I'm gonna learn which will be very useful. And so the other question you can ask yourself is, how can I be thankful for this thing? So if I go back to the conversation I had with my loved one, I started to be irritated, and really at the end of the day, it's just because I thought that I was not doing something good enough. But I made that decision. It's just up to me to decide if it's true or not and verify, well, if it's true, maybe that's a good feedback. And also know that this person did say that comment to me, not out of being like putting myself in a situation where I'd be upset, but maybe more out of love, and that person had just the best interest. I'm gonna spill the scoop, that's my dad. And I love my dad, and I'm gonna call him after and just say I'm sorry and thank you, because the reality is that I've learned something about myself, and what is emerging is just a little reality that's not even true about myself. And so and I can even thank him that actually I'm doing a live about this, because this is how you can turn breakdown into breakthroughs. You know, two question is, whatever triggers you, that means there's something inside of you that you don't like. And then you can ask yourself, what is trying to emerge out of that situation? And how can I see that how can I be grateful for this? You know, I know it's tough to say. Sometimes you're like, well, you don't understand, you know, I don't have all the money and whatever. But if you don't have the money, maybe what is trying to emerge is that you can have fun without it. Or that money is, because here's the thing about money, and I'm learning so much more about it, is that when you think that something is missing, is you're basically saying that it's bigger than you. Because we have everything inside of us to fix everything. So if we're putting our happiness conditional to whatever outside of us, we're saying that this is bigger than us. And so I decided that with my own breakthrough, that first of all, I accept it. I feel the emotion. I'm trying to understand where is that coming from instead of numbing it. And then I can be grateful because I've relearned something that I've learned with Dr. Sri Kumar Rao on extreme resilience. I'm able to share with you, and hopefully that helps you. So to summarize, if you're in a breakdown, first of all, just know that there's a breakthrough. And then whatever triggers you is a decision that you ultimately make. And that's a great information because you can see what emerged out of this thing and then reframe it into something that maybe it's something positive. So think about those situations. I hope it helps you, and I'm glad that it happened. So I'm gonna call my dad after and just say thank you, and that I love him, and that I love you guys. Have an amazing evening.